Press F to cringe. Or, I guess, C for... You know what I mean. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down the top 10 embarrassing E3 moments.
These are some fast spiders.
Before we begin, I just want to take a moment to talk about today's sponsor, War Thunder. With over 20 million players, this free-to-play game stands out because it is legitimately a great game. War Thunder is a deep military vehicle combat game with more than 1,200 historically accurate tanks, aircrafts, and ships to choose from. And it's available for free right now on Xbox One, Mac, Windows, and PS4. So check it out.
For this list, we're returning to the seemingly bottomless well of embarrassing E3 moments to list some of the notable occasions in which the prestigious video games trade show had us squirming in our seats. I'm Todd Habercorn, and as someone whose voice is featured in many games, I delight at the chance to peruse the historic E3 event and do what the majority of people do in comment sections on YouTube videos: troll them. Hashtag comment sections are not your verbal toilets.
Let's get ready to mojo!
Number 10. We're out here chasing money. E3 2018.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I've been good. You still recovering from that butt whooping?
Wow, already starting. Okay.
Video games are a big business, make no mistake. At the end of the day, the companies behind our favorite digital pastimes are just looking to make a buck. But EA in particular has garnered a negative reputation over the years for putting profits way ahead of player satisfaction. Star Wars Battlefront 2, anyone?
I hate losing way more than I love winning.
So at their E3 2018 presentation for Madden 19, Steelers wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster and pro Madden gamer Shea Young Kivlin probably started making a few executives sweat backstage. Kivlin said he'd rather chase that money than go to his own graduation, and Smith-Schuster agreed with this infamous quip. Yeah. Given EA's track record, it's hard not to make fun of this moment.
I chased that money. I still got my diploma, but I chased that money.
There you go. We're out here chasing money.
Number 9. Kinect presentation. Child actors. E3 2010-11.
Hi. Okay, get down now. Skittles, be careful.
Comedian W.C. Fields famously quipped that you should never work with children or animals. There are many who would contest the sentiment behind this, but Microsoft employees probably aren't among them.
Get those coins! Oh, we got him! Let's go!
When the tech giant first showed off its Kinect system, touted as the next big thing in digital entertainment, they brought in several child actors to help sell the console as fun for the whole family. The performances that these pint-sized pitchmen gave didn't do much to build hype for the peripheral, to put it lightly. And to make matters worse, Microsoft did the exact same thing a year later. Go sit in timeout!
You play that.
Number 8, $599 US. E3 2006.
And the 60-gigabyte PlayStation 3 for $599 US, $659 Canadian.
Gaming can be an expensive habit, especially when the latest console hits the market. While some developers have been able to keep things cost-effective, Sony turned heads when they announced the whopping $600 launch day price tag for the 60-gig PS3. In today's money, that's over $750, because apparently inflation really does move that fast. Even without adjusting for inflation, a $600 price is a lot of cheddar. Now, considering that the PS4 ran about $400 when it launched, that is definitely a lot of pepper jack.
So we have given you a glimpse into the world of PlayStation 3, a world that lives in high definition and transcends imagination.
We're willing to drop some dough on our gaming habit, but we'd rather not have to sell an organ to get a new console. Wait a minute, cheddar, dough, organ? I smell a new weekend recipe challenge.
Thank you very much, and have a great show.
Number 7, Wii Music, E3 2008. Oh, Nintendo. You tried so hard to make this game seem exciting. While the motion-controlled console was riding high, the house that Mario built kept trying to push the limits of what the console's innovative controls were capable of. Sometimes it worked. Other times, it left a group of nervous-looking Nintendo employees, led by Miyamoto himself, banging out an off-key rendition of the Mario theme song. It was clear from this moment that Wii music wasn't going to change the landscape of gaming or music. The Wii's motion controls just weren't up to the task. Good try, Nintendo, but that's not quite my tempo. Doot 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 doot. Number 6, Mr. Caffeine, E3 2011.
We at Ubisoft thought, how could we still invoke fear into the hearts and the minds of an E3 audience? I think I know the answer. Dancing.
For their 2011 E3 conference, Ubisoft introduced the world to Aaron Preissman, an overenthusiastic pitchman who took the stage and the internet by storm. From the moment he stepped into the spotlight, Preissman was a manic ball of energy, rushing his way through lame jokes that would rival the speed of Sega's sprightly blue mascot, now featuring teeth.
Now this has made a whole new group of pickup lines available. I'm sure you guys know, like, hey, want to come over and play my Wii?
Obviously, the internet pounced on this moment like the massive treasure trove of comedy gold it was, spinning the cringy presentation into memes, remixes, and more. You can't fault the guy's lack of energy, but someone really should have told him to take it down a peg in rehearsals, assuming there even were rehearsals.
Thank you very much. See that? I'm drumming up my own applause.
Have you downloaded War Thunder yet? My favorite thing in this game are the damage models. Vehicles don't have typical hit points, but instead suffer actual damage to their components and crew. Combine that with the huge number of vehicles to pick from and 80 battlefields to fight through, and War Thunder is the most authentic and fun vehicle combat game I've ever played. 20 million other players are waiting for you, so play for free on Windows, Mac, Xbox One, and PS4, and register now to get a premium tank or aircraft and a 3-day boost.
Number 5, Giant Enemy Crab, E3 2006.
Genji 2 is an action game which is based on Japanese history.
Ancient Japan is a great setting for video games, given the numerous larger-than-life characters and battles that define its history. That being said, you don't have to be a historian to spot the creative liberties at play here.
The stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan.
In a presentation that became instant meme fuel, a presenter for Sony's samurai action epic Genji Days of the Blade extolled how the fights within the game were based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. With a complete lack of self-awareness, he later remarked, "And here's this giant enemy crab," when the eponymous cranky crustacean entered the battlefield. Yeah, we've checked our history books, and the only crabs we're seeing are the ones being served for dinner. Yummy.
So here's this giant enemy crab.
Number 4, Command & Conquer goes mobile, E3 2018.
We're gonna do this presentation a little bit differently and give you your first look at a brand new mobile game in a live, winner-take-all, head-to-head match.
This one isn't so much embarrassing as just plain disappointing. Since the release of Command & Conquer 4 Tiberium Twilight back in 2010, fans of the venerable real-time strategy franchise have been chomping at the bit for a continuation or revival of their favorite series.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw was the worldwide reveal of Command & Conquer Rivals.
It looked like those prayers would be answered in 2018 when a new CNC game was announced, only to be revealed as a free-to-play mobile game. Obviously, this was a crushing blow for fans, who could only watch on in horror as the once mighty franchise was reduced to a shadow of its former glory. If anyone needs us, we'll be going to space with Tim Curry.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
Number 3, Jesse Wellens, E3 2017.
So, I am here to talk about Need for Speed.
Public speaking can be downright nerve-wracking at the best of times. But YouTuber Jesse Wellens found himself in a worst-case scenario when EA recruited him to help promote their new Need for Speed game. It seemed like a great idea, but the results were less than stellar.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Wellens flubbed his lines, stumbled, and even began with his back to the camera. He later took to his YouTube channel to explain his side of the story, that he went live unexpectedly when he had turned his brain off, and the teleprompter was displaying a different script from what he had rehearsed with. The mishaps definitely made for an awkward moment, but at least only millions of people saw it.
I would have laughed if anybody done that, but I definitely laughed at myself.
Number 2, Jamie Kennedy, E3 2007.
And I just want to say this place is the only place that makes the guys at Comic-Con look like Ocean's 13.
Publishers and developers will often bring out celebrities at E3 to help build hype and prestige for their upcoming games. E3, you know where to find me. It's led to some decent presentations, but completely and utterly backfired when Activision brought in comedian Jamie Kennedy in 2007.
Proving ground. Proving, like, what do we got to prove? Like, yo, step to my board and, yeah, it's on.
Yeah,
like,
it's on, man.
Kennedy, who was reportedly drunk at the time, belittled the audience with a series of cliched jokes about gamers being reclusive virgins before stumbling his way through interviews with Tony Hawk and others. It was a horrendously embarrassing moment for just about everyone involved, and a reminder that a celebrity host isn't always the best idea, except it'd be a great idea with me. Hopefully, developers and publishers have learned from this mishap and have been more careful with their choices of host.
you guys are Americans. You're supposed to be with me, okay? We're not.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, have a look at some dishonorable mentions.
We're taking a quick intermission while folks move along to the next part of the experience. We'll have a little bit more to share on that later.
We will start over.
Everything went really well in our rehearsals. You guys need to turn off all your wireless devices. Peggle 2!
Jeez. Just gonna hide.
Number 1, Konami's 2010 conference, E3 2010.
As you can clearly see, this is not wrestling, it's lucha libre.
It's the presentation that will live forever in E3 infamy, Konami's 2010 press conference. It's become the stuff of legends, adored and ridiculed in equal measure. After starting off with some awkward technical difficulties, things took a turn for the bizarre when a trio of luchadores took the stage to promote Lucha Libre AAA, Peores del Ring. After the wrestlers got a little rowdy, Konami's Tak Fujiji took the stage to talk about 99 Nights Part 2, and his presentation certainly felt 99 nights long. Add in a painful musical number for Karaoke Revolution Glee, and a one-sided stare-down during the Silent Hill downpour, and you've got one long WTF.
If you just continue to press the same button like X, 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 and Y, 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 and X, X, and Y, Y, Y again, you'll be sucked.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.